Hello everyone, this is Louis. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the long-term care planning for the seniors. Now we all know that Canadians are living longer than ever before, but unfortunately not necessarily in good health. The fact is that the longer we live, the greater the chance we are going to require some form of extended care. Now in the past, families lived together or close by and could help each other. But in today's world, we have fewer children, and often our other children live far away from us and can only offer distance help. The caregiver's role mainly falls under the spouse, but sometimes they may have their own health issue as well. When you're in good health and enjoying your retirement, you pay very little attention to the routine activities of daily living, such as taking a bath, getting dressed and undressed, going out, eating meals, or just the simple act of getting in and out of bed every day. When seniors are unable to care for themselves, the type of housing becomes important to them. The required care for the senior may change gradually or suddenly. Therefore, long-term care planning should be a priority for seniors. It is important to seek the type of housing that caters to the kind of care the senior needs. In Ontario, there are 4 different types of services available to the seniors. They are the in-home living, supportive living, retirement home, and long-term care facilities. The Ontario government's Aging at Home plan started in 2007. Its purpose is to provide a wide range of home care for the seniors. Now, this would then avoid premature admission to the high-cost long-term care homes. And most importantly, seniors prefer to age at home anyway. In-home care services can arrange for nurses and other health professionals to visit the seniors at home and provide access to equipment and supplies as well. These services can include nursing, personal care homemaking, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, social work, speech and language therapy, nutritional counseling, medical and dressing supplies. Some of these services are funded by the Ontario government with co-payment from the seniors, and some are offered by private companies for a fee. At some point, seniors may need more than just in-home care services. They may need to move to a supportive group residence where they will receive a moderate level of personal support, but without medical supervision. Now, these rental housing units are subsidized by the government. The rental cost is aligned with the senior's income. Community care Access Center care coordinator or the case manager will assess the needs and can arrange several services. The optional services can include Meals on Wheels, homemaking, caregiver relief, community dining, friendly visiting, transportation and escort, house care and meal activities. Retirement homes are for active seniors who are independent and want to live in an apartment with others who are in similar age groups and have similar lifestyles. It is not to be confused with supportive housing and nursing homes. You don't need to be medically qualified because they are not regulated or subsidized by the government. You pay for your accommodation and the services that you want. These are often rental or condominium structures. The market forces dictate their cost and availability. The available services include meals, laundry, housekeeping, and social. Most of the retirement homes are members of the Ontario Retirement Communities Association. They can be reached at 1-888-263-5556. Long-term care homes, also known as nursing homes and homes for the aged. These homes provide personal and nursing care around the clock. They are restricted to people with a chronic condition that requires the availability of 24 hours nursing services, in addition to other personal services such as bathing, hairdressing, laundry service, and physiotherapy. These homes have a standard level of care, and are regulated and subsidized by the province. You cannot apply directly to the long-term care facilities. The seniors must be assessed by the home and community care support services in order to be admitted to the long-term care homes. Long-term care facilities provide the necessary services to the persons needing the care that can no longer be provided in the community. Services such as nursing and personal care, regular and emergency medical care by the on-call physician, treatment and medication administration, assistance with the daily living activities, 24-hour supervision, room and board, including the laundry services, social and recreational programs. Private services are for those who are not qualified for the government funding support, and for those wanting to top up services beyond what is funded by the government. Services such as personal assistance with living requirements, companion activities, transportation, house care and meal activities, other day services. So what is Home and Community Care Support Services, known as HCCSS? Well, in 2007, the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care established the Community Care Access Centers, known as CCAC, as the point of access for in-home care services and admission to long-term care homes. Recently, it's been changed to Local Health Integration Network, known as LHIN. However, effective April 1st, 2021, the name has been changed again. Both CCAC and LHIN has a new name. It is now called Home and Community Care Support Services, HCCSS. But none of the healthcare services the agency provides are changing. It provides 3 services to Ontario residents: in-home care, coordinate access to long-term care homes, information and referral services. Ontario seniors who need healthcare and home care services can get information and help from the province's 14 HCCSS centers. The phone number is 310-2222, and no area code is required. The long-term care placement application process is a very challenging task. Some provinces have adopted the centralized access to enable prioritization on a most needed basis. In Ontario, the hospital discharge planner contacts the HCCSS upon discharge of a patient that requires long-term care. Then the HCCSS would contact the patient to arrange a home visit by the case manager to assess their needs. Now, normally, the family physician will be making a referral. However, anyone such as family members or self can make a referral by calling HCCSS line. The senior must agree with the referral and consent to the in-home assessment. Seniors have the right to live where they want and the way they want, even living at risk. There are many factors that may affect the decision on the care option. Here are some of those factors. Is 24 hours on-site nursing care required? Is assistance with daily living activities required? Is frequent on-site monitoring for safety and well-being required? Is there a risk of emotional or physical harm if the senior is not admitted? Is the senior seriously ill but does not require hospitalization? Or is it because of the insufficiency of community-based services to meet the senior care requirements? Before HCCSS can proceed with the application, client's consent is required, and the senior must be aware of the application and must give consent if capable. And don't forget, the seniors have the right to live where they want and the way they want, even living at risk. Senior has a right to choose their long-term care home. Senior has a right to know why they may be ineligible and have the right to appeal. Senior also has the right to know why a specific long-term care home did not approve their application. Often, there may be complications of consent. Now, if the assessment determines that the senior is incapable of making a informed decision, then a process to invoke a substitute decision maker is required. The person who has the power of attorney for personal care must show that they are authorized to act on behalf of the senior. So who can be a substitute decision maker? Well, here are the people that can act as a power of attorney for personal care. The person who has the power of attorney for personal care. Court-appointed guardian. The person appointed by the consent and capacity board. Spouse or partner. Child or parent. Brothers or sister. Any other relative. Also, the public guardian and trustee office. The following forms must be successfully completed in making an application for a home. First, a health report completed by the family doctor, a registered nurse, or a nurse practitioner. It needs to show the diagnosis and date of onset, the health history and medical requirements. Next is the evaluator questionnaire made by a health or social service professional. Then, placement application form. Now, this must be filled out by the client or the family members and providing high-level details about the individual. Finally, the facility choice sheet for placement. Now, the senior can rank the preferred location as first, second, and third choices. Seniors should always visit the homes and look at the types of accommodation before choosing them. There are three types of accommodations: basic, semi-private, and private. Now, once selected the top three, the HCCSS forwards the application to the home. The average wait time varies between 2 weeks and 6 years, depending on the home choice. Now, if the top three choices are not available and circumstances require an immediate move, then the senior is placed in the next available home, but still remains on the waiting list for the top three choices. Here's what the seniors need to know when a bad offer comes. If the top three choice becomes available, the senior has 24 hours to accept. Now, if they decline, the senior is then removed from all waiting lists and needs to reapply again. In a non-urgent situation, the senior must wait 6 months before they can reapply again. Now, even after accepting one of the top three choices, the senior can still stay on the waiting list for the top choice and move again when it becomes available. Here are some of the other situations. Spousal reunifications. If desired, the spouse gets the first available bed in the home after their spouse is admitted. There is convalescent care program. This program is to provide rehab for the senior when they are out of the hospital and require assistance for no more than 90 days. There is also a short stay service. This is to provide caregiver relief. A stay up to 60 days is allowed, but not more than 90 days in a rolling 12-month period. But there is a fee for each day of stay. We are going to take a look at some of the financial information. The rate shown here is based on the 2022 rate. The long-term care home rates are set by the ministry and are the same throughout the province. For the basic accommodation, it has 3 to 4 people per room, and it costs $1,938.46 per month. For the semi-private, it has 2 to a room or 2 separate rooms with a shared bathroom, and it costs $2,336.92 per month. For the private room, it costs about $2,769.14 per month. Now, you need to know that new homes only have private and semi-private rooms. They do not have basic accommodation available. For the additional private nursing, companion, and personal care services. It can be arranged by the family, but at additional cost. The cable TV, phone, haircut, and personal service are also at additional cost. Now, regardless of the room type, all long-term care residents are entitled to the same level of care. For those that cannot afford the basic co-payment, subsidies are available for the basic accommodation only. The amount of rate reduction will depend on the senior's income and its income test based on the Revenue Canada Notice of Assessment. Now, couples can apply for involuntary separation subsidies, which recognize that the additional costs of placing a spouse in a long-term care should not overwhelm the ability of the remaining spouse to carry the cost of the home. Now, the cost of LTC often includes a comfort allowance to pay for various non-funded services. So now, where is the money going to come from to provide for many years of long-term care and other healthcare needs? Well, here are some of the funding options that you can use. First, you can deplete your savings. You can use the funds in your retirement accounts and your investment portfolios for the long-term care costs. However, even with a $250,000 portfolio, it could be depleted very fast. Seniors can also reverse mortgage their homes for leisure and long-term care needs. Or you may try to get the children to pay for it, but can they really afford to do so? With today's high inflation and their high mortgage payments, it is hard for the children to come to your aid. Then the last resort is to apply for a reduced rate. Now, if your income is not sufficient to cover the cost of long-term care, you can apply for a rate reduction. Finally, you can purchase long-term care insurance while you are still young and healthy to cover future extended healthcare needs. So then, should you buy long-term care insurance? Well, about 20 years ago, the standard way for middle-class adults to cover their long-term care costs was to purchase long-term care insurance. It can help to maintain the seniors' independence and preserve their savings. Of course, the well-to-do can self-insure themselves. But the long-term care insurance is a very complicated and confusing product, and there are no uniform policy wordings, and some policies have very stringent conditions. The premiums are also not guaranteed. Because of the combination of a long period of low interest rates and poor claims experience for the insurers, premiums have increased drastically, and several insurers have even gotten out of the business altogether. Under this type of environment means that purchasing pure long-term care insurance may not be a good solution. Hybrid products have come on strong, but the products are also very complicated. Now, even with all these obstacles, it is still a no-brainer that a long-term care insurance can help prevent retirement savings from being wiped out by long-term care expenses. On the other hand, if you have substantial net worth of over $2 to $3 million, then most likely you can be self-insured and not need the insurance. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you find the information useful, and if you need more information on long-term care or long-term care insurance, please feel welcome to give us a call at 416-490-9994. Well, until the next time, take good care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.